Hey socialites, welcome back, and if you're new, I'm Ariell. I do mainly beauty videos, fragrance, and a little bit of lifestyle. Today is exciting. I have another foundation review. I feel like we hadn't done a foundation review in quite some time, but I got another one coming up after this too, girl. Vanngo has finally launched his foundation. I'm a fan of Vanngo, y'all. In a world where ethics seems to have gone completely out of the window, I do love his story. So if you don't know Vanngo, it's a brand that's now sold in Sephora, or you can order his products on the Vanngo website, but he's also a professional makeup artist that does have a YouTube channel. Now his makeup line is kind of new. I don't even think it's been around for 2 years yet. This new foundation is called the Red Carpet Skin Luminous Longwear Serum Foundation. I did pick it up from my local Sephora and it retails for $46. I am wearing it now. We are going to do a full day's wear test, so if you want to see how I got this look using Vanngo's new foundation, then keep watching. Okay, socialites, so I did pick up a few products that were new from Sephora, so let me show you guys real quick. So obviously the new Vanngo foundation, and I did pick up the shade 25. 24 was really close, so I do have a sample so we can try one on one side, one on the other. I noticed that NARS had a new sculpting stick out, so this is going to be a bronzer slash like contour product. I got this one in the shade Palm Cove. NARS also has what I think is a new brush. This is their number 17 cream cheek blush. I saw it on the display next to the bronzer, so I thought let's go ahead and pick this up and try it out. And y'all, I called this like 2 years ago for that Sephora collection was going to launch body mist, and they launched 4 body mist with the corresponding lotions or hand creams. So I picked up my favorite 2 out of the 4, even though all 4 were kind of cute. Not saying I was obsessed with them, but all 4 were kind of cute. But my favorite out of the 4 was this Peony and Ginger. It gives just a nostalgic 90s type of makeup-y, fragrancy type of scent. Definitely not for everybody, but I kind of like the way it smells. And then they have this bamboo one that smells really nice and fresh. Y'all, I tried to open it and broke the top right off, so I'm gonna have to exchange this one and we'll revisit what this smells like because I'm not trying to make a mess. Jumping right into the foundation review, I've already moisturized with my Clinique 100 Hour Moisturizer, which is my go-to. No primer. Whenever I do foundation reviews, if you're new here, I like to try the foundation on bare skin so I can see not only how it performs on its own, but which primers are best for different skin types. And if you're new here, I am a professional makeup artist, so that's important to me. That's something that I take note of. For the outer packaging, just like all of Vanngo's other makeup products, the signature sort of orangey red packaging, which I love. It's that soft matte texture, really nice, kind of like how NARS does their packaging. Picked up the shade 25. It does have like an inner part in there, and here we go. Really cute packaging though, and it is sort of that plastic, like a hard plastic material. Really cute, you guys. Look at that. Twist off cap and you squeeze it out similar to how you would a skin tint. So I'm going to swatch this, and I'm going to swatch 24 right next to it, y'all, because it was sort of difficult for me to figure out which shade to get because they were kind of close, which is a really good problem to have. Now they do have 38 shades to choose from. The shades start at number 1 and then they go 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way down to 38. Okay, here's a sample of 24. So 24 is a little warmer. You see how it has that slightly orangey, reddish, bronzy undertone. So that's a difference. I definitely prefer neutral shades on myself and on other people. That's why I went with 25 rather than 24, even though I could probably get away with either one. I'm going to use my BK Beauty 101 foundation brush to apply it. They do have a foundation brush that you can purchase. I didn't see it in the store, so I'm going to go ahead and apply that dime size amount on the back of my hand. I am one that tries to use one pump pump with most foundations for my entire face. Sephora's website does recommend that you shake well before use. Squeeze a dime-size amount onto the back of your hand. A little bit goes a long way, so that's important to note. A little bit about the claims. Weightless and long-wear serum foundation that delivers medium to full coverage. There is hyaluronic acid in the formula that provides hydration for a smooth, luminous looking skin, and microspheres that blurs the look of imperfections with a soft focused effect. There's also niacinamide in it that promotes smoother, brighter, and more even looking skin. I am impressed by the coverage, y'all, because the foundation does feel a little loose. It is a serum like foundation, so it's on the thinner side. So with the small amount that I applied to get this much coverage is nice, and it's really smooth. It gives radiant. The shade is really nice, y'all. I almost don't even want to use 24 over here. But for y'all, let's go ahead and take the sample of 24 and apply it on this side. Using my BK Beauty 115 brush, which is basically a smaller version of the 101, I'm going to blend the side that has 24. I can already see that it's a little warmer. This finish is really pretty, y'all. I'm excited to see how it lasts on the skin, especially without a primer. So we have 25, which looks a little bit more neutral, and then we have 24, which is a little warmer. What do y'all think about the shades? Two concealers, same concealer, different shades. So the Makeup Forever HD Full Cover, I'm gonna do 3 in 5.5. It's the deeper of the two as sort of a transition. Another serum-like formula, sort of that buildable coverage similar to the foundation that we just used, and I'm going to take 3 in 4.7 to brighten the inner corner. With this formula, I like to let it sit for like a minute or so that I can get maximum smoothness and coverage. Nikki LaRose N17 brush, I'm going to take this side to blend the deeper of the two. My one size puff to blend the lighter of the two. Let's test out this new NARS sculpting stick, okay? We got the shade Palm Cold. I did try out, well, I swatched on my hand in the store, the shade that was one shade lighter than this, and it was too light. It was almost like exactly my skin tone. Definitely deeper than what I usually use, which is something like LYS Courage, if any of you guys are familiar with that. Definitely giving smooth and creamy. And I'm gonna blend it with this number 17 brush. This kind of looks like that Vanngo brush, foundation brush. I probably should use this for foundation, y'all. Feels nicely densely packed, but then soft too. Like definitely a good quality brush, really sturdy. It almost feels like it's metal. The little NARS logo right there. Let's blend this out. Okay, so once this is on, it's kind of stuck on there. So if you've ever tried the LYS bronzer stick, this one is going to require a little bit more blending because it's not as blendable as the LYS stick. Usually when bronzers are like this, they really stay. Like when they really attach to your foundation like this. I wouldn't recommend this for a beginner though. If you're a beginner in makeup, I would use something a little bit more blendable where you could blend it out with more of ease. What do y'all think about the shade of the contour stick? Taking my Rode Pocket Blush, this one's in the shade Sun Soaked. BK Beauty 109 brush, which is like an even smaller version of the 101. We're gonna blend this out. Blends out so easy and creamy, kind of like the LYS that I was talking about. Hourglass Loose Translucent Powder. Hourglass Vanish Press Powder. This one's in the shade Translucent Tan, and I'm going to use my BK Beauty 102 brush to go right in. And this is what I'm going to use to just set all over. This gives a really natural finish, so it's not going to switch up the finish of the foundation much at all. Hung Vanngo's bronzer. This one's in the shade Hard Working with Ariell Techniques fluffy brush. Hung Vanngo's powder blush. It's the Very Beautiful Velvet blush in the shade Possibilities. Sephora collection number 99 brush. I'm evening out the tone with a little bit of leftover concealer that I use to sculpt out my brows. For eyeshadow, I'm going to take a Hung Vanngo eyeshadow palette. This one is Wonderful Warm. So we have some nice warm neutral shades. The quality is definitely decent on this palette. The color story looks really pretty in the palette, but if I can remember, you guys, trying to put a combination together with this palette is not the easiest. I wish they had a color that was a little deeper than this for like a brown transition. This one is a little too light for transition, if I can remember. Taking my 212 eyeshadow blending brush from BK Beauty, I'm gonna take that color that I was just telling you guys about. It's like a peachy shade. Yeah, see, it's too light. It doesn't really give me a good transition. I could use this as like a lid shade, to be honest. Take this brown in the corner here. The brown doesn't show up as deep as you would think, right? So I'm gonna go like right in with my finger. It's really light and it looks dark in the palette. Definitely not my favorite. The quality is decent though, but the shades are a little wonky. The darkest shade in the whole palette, which is this deep brown here. Same brush, I hadn't switched brushes, and we're just gonna put that in the outer third and just sort of work it in. Definitely would be best to use a smaller blending brush because this can become muddy really quick. Like it picks up a whole lot of pigment. I'm gonna take my Tom Ford eye definer and do like just a little baby wing. Fenty Hella Thick mascara. Sephora collection Coconut. My Charlotte Tilbury powder in 2 medium. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, and I use this just in my inner corner. Now for the lip, I do have quite a few Hung Vanngo lippies, but I think I'm gonna do neutral today. I don't think I have one of his lip liners though. So it's gonna be either Nothing to Lose, which is this peachy nude, or Mami, which is more of like a pinky peach shade. And I think I'm gonna go with the nude rather than Mami. Westman Atelier lip liner in the shade Mink. Y'all, this foundation is so pretty. This is my type of foundation. I'm really hoping that this lasts. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think about the look. We're not gonna do a finishing spray because a lot of them will extend the wear. Again, we're trying to see how it performs on its own. Okay, so it's now 1:39. I do have a full day today. I'm gonna have this on all day till tonight. So this is a perfect day for me to be testing out a foundation on a real full day of being a mom for me, running around with the kids. I am gonna update y'all and check back in throughout the day, and then we'll come back later on tonight and give you guys my final thoughts. Hey socialites, I'm back. It's now 8:37, so it's almost exactly 7 hours later, and this is what we have. As you guys can see, there is quite a bit of shine in these 7 hours, which for my skin type, which is normal to combo skin, that is to be expected. So I'm just taking a little leftover powder from the Hourglass powder that I used with my one size puff, and it is definitely an easy fix, y'all. I wanted to do this for like the past hour and a half, maybe going on 2 hours, but for the sake of the wear test, I had to keep the shine so you guys could see it. So there was a little bit more emphasis on my pores than what I see with like my favorite foundations, like my Sephora collection skin tint, or my Haus Labs foundation, or my Lancome Care and Glow, but just slightly. The finish of it, I think, is absolutely gorgeous. You guys saw at about that 3 or 4 hour mark, it just gave me kind of like a healthy glow. The shine that you guys see, I started to see about like 5.5 hours. I would say about 5.5 to 6 hours in, I started to see the amount of shine that you guys just saw. So normal to oily skin types, you would need a primer. I would probably use my go-to primer, like my e.l.f. liquid putty primer. That holds me in for at least like an additional 4 hours or so. If you have straight up oily skin, I don't think this foundation would necessarily be for you. Although with a really good primer, like the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Balm, if you have really oily skin, you could get away with it. For my dry skin girlies, I think this would be a beautiful foundation for you, especially if you're somebody who likes that sort of lightweight, natural look. It has enough hydration. It gives you like a natural, radiant finish, which are the claims of the foundation, and that is absolutely true. It does deliver the type of finish that I love in a foundation. So I thought it was so pretty for most of the day up until about the 6 hour mark. So absolutely, the next time I wear it, I'll be sharing with you guys. So comment down below, let me know, what do you guys think about the wear test and the shade? Let's talk about the shade, y'all, before I get out of here. So this one was 25, which I bought the full size of, and this is 24. Slightly warm, but I can lean slightly warm sometimes. I feel like I can get away with it. Still, my favorite is 25, so I'm glad that I ended up buying the full size of 25. This was fun to do another foundation review with you guys. Hadn't done one in a while, so everything I used on my face today, I'll have linked down below in the description box or right there on the YouTube shopping tab. So be sure to check that out, and if you're new here, welcome. I would love for you to come join the family by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.